Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Good afternoon, everyone, from sunny Chicago, Illinois, in a very empty apartment at 2:08 p.m. Central Standard Time. Welcome to another daily live stream. Nice to see you all today. Welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? I'm a little tired today. I'm not going to lie. Was up early, went for my walk, did some coaching sessions, did some deep cleaning in this apartment actually earlier. So a couple hours ago, there's a stove that's like right next to me. And I had never turned on the self-cleaning feature. I didn't even know there was a self-cleaning feature on an oven. And so I turned it on, and then like 15 minutes later, it smelled really weird. So I opened the windows, and then I walked out of this apartment for a couple hours. It just finished and smells better. And hopefully the oven is clean now, however that works. But anyway, welcome, like I said, to another daily live stream. Today is August 23rd, 2025. Today is day 657 of my journey. Today is 657 days of imperfect consistency, 657 days of prioritizing my health and wellness. And that's really what it comes down to. We can talk about losing weight. We can talk about fasting. We can talk about all of these things that we're doing. But at the end of the day, all of us here are doing it ultimately for one goal. And that should be for your health and wellness, to be happy and healthy. Yes, the after effects of dropping weight on the scale, wonderful, right? But there's so many other things that are just as important, if not more important, than just what the scale says or just dropping fat off of you. It's an added bonus, a welcome bonus for many of us. It's the reason that we start our journey in the first place. But if you're just keeping it at that mindset, it's kind of hard to keep it there in that type of way. And that's why I like to remind people, this is more than just fasting. This is more than just pushing weight down on the scale, although those are great things. This is also about taking care of yourself in the best way possible. Before I continue, Babita, Jordan, Aisha, Gloria, Adeline, One Golden Breeze, Elmira, Mahogany, Devon, the Come Through Queen, Prod Sleck, Carnivorous Teacher, Yago, welcome. Nice to see you. Thanks for showing up on a Saturday afternoon. Don't y'all have better things to do than to listen to me talk about my weight loss journey? I'm just kidding. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you all being here. I know I talk about pretty much the same thing every day, but this is my accountability. I do this to keep myself in check, to be in a place where I am accountable and transparent so that I don't slip. I know what it's like to lose control. I know what it's like to slip. I know what it's like to be in a place of, you know what? No one's going to know just for today. Let's just eat whatever you want today and let's hide it from everyone. Let's pretend it never happened. I know what that's like. And that's why I am accountable, because I want people to understand that you can still have those moments and you can still have those days of eating whatever you want, but there's no more hiding it. Instead, I'd rather be completely transparent about it. Yo, mama says, damn, bro, you look amazing. I just clicked from a vid from a year ago and the difference is crazy. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Yeah, there's been a lot that's changed over time and still continuing. And that's the thing, right? Is for many of us, the journey never ends. I'm getting close to where I want to be weight wise. I'm getting close to getting the rest of this fat off of me. But I know that even when I get to that point, if I get to that point, hopefully I will. But when or if I get to that point, it's not like things end. It's not like I just stop doing everything that I've been doing. Instead, I need to continue doubling down. I need to continue prioritizing my health, prioritizing my wellness. I'm 44 years old. I think at this point, it just gets harder as the days go on. The shit doesn't get easier, especially at my age. So at the same time, I have to implement whatever I can to keep myself happy and healthy. I've now talked about this time and time again. It's been over a month now, but about a month ago, I ended up gaining 30 pounds in about 5 weeks. I completely found myself mindlessly eating, overeating, eating because I was stressed out, eating because I felt overwhelmed. I had gone from around 140 pounds up to 170. And a lot of it was because I'm moving. That's why there's no more TV on this wall. That's why, right? The couch is not here. I felt very overwhelmed with the move, not because I'm moving out of this apartment, but also because I'm moving out of the country. And I had a lot of things to do on my plate. Because of that, old habits came into play. I was like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about all the shit that I have to do. I don't want to think about having to figure out how to sell this stuff, how to move it, where I'm going to, right? And that kind of behavior, those bad habit behavior things that I was doing, it reared its ugly head and it caused me to spiral, right? It caused me to be in this place where those old habits came back very strong. And luckily for me, even though it was about 5 weeks of mindless eating and overeating, there were pockets of me doing ADF. But then finally, I was just like, okay, I got to get back on track. And what happened, right? I do what I do best. Fasting. I ended up putting myself back into a routine of ADF. In the first 18 days after gaining 30 pounds, I lost 21 of those 30 pounds doing rounds of ADF, eating every other day, fasting every other day. Now, does that mean that you should be doing ADF? No. I do it because ADF is relatively easy for me. 65s, 90s, they're relatively easy for me. They give me a lot of control. Fasting gives me my time back. I get to focus on work. I get to focus on other things outside of just thinking about food all day. But I do it because it works for me. Whether or not it works for you, only you know the answer to that. It also doesn't mean that you have to fast every other day. Maybe it means getting a fast in once a week, twice a week. Maybe it's just doing OMAD. Maybe it's doing a 16-8. Maybe it's none of these fasting methods and it's eating better, making sure you get your steps in, making sure you sleep well at night. Again, the important thing here is you are working on all of your weight loss levers. It isn't just about fasting. It's about the choices you make when you eat. It's about how long you're eating for. It's about the exercise you perform. I know I sound like a broken record. I talk about this every single day, but hopefully the reminder sticks with many of you. So after doing 9 rounds of ADF and losing 21 of those 30 pounds, I gave myself a quote unquote 20% day where I eat whatever I want, but I'll still track calories so that I'm aware of what I'm doing. That 20% day led to a 7,500 calorie refeed where I gained 7 pounds. And then to offset, I did a 93-hour fast. Does that mean you should do a 93-hour fast? No. Does that mean you should eat 7,500 calories? No. I'm just sharing my experience and how I'm able to help offset these moments. I did a 90+ hour fast after a 7,500 calorie refeed because I wanted to make sure that I am continuing to be on this pace of fat loss. I don't have to do that. I could do a shorter fast and watch my calories, but I don't want to. I want to do it with the quickness. I want to do it in a faster pace, at a faster pace. That's my decision, right? After doing that 93-hour fast, I dropped even more weight, pushing myself down to 24 pounds in 3 weeks. So even though I gained about 30 pounds in 5 weeks, I lost 24 pounds in 3 weeks. And then I continued back on with ADF, eating every other day, fasting every other day. 2 days ago, was it 2 days ago? Yes, on Thursday, I had another 20% day where I ate 4,800 calories. I gained 5.6 pounds, pushing from 145 to 151.6. And what did I do after eating 4,800 calories, after going out with pizza or going out for pizza with my friends? I put myself back on a fast again. I'm currently 37 hours fasted. I am actually fasting again all day today, and I'm pushing a 65-hour fast. Now, do I have to do a 65-hour fast? No. I could break today. I could eat today, but I want to keep my pace of fat loss. I want to get to a point where I am at the leanest point I can be at, so then I can start practicing maintenance, and which will most likely mean I'll be eating more regularly. I probably won't be fasting every day. At that point, I'll probably be fasting once or twice a week. But who knows what that's actually going to look like until I get there. In the last 30-ish days, I have now completed 13 rounds of ADF. I've completed a 90+ hour fast, and I'm currently working on a 65-hour fast. I forgot to update this bottom part here, but my average fast over the last 30-ish days is around a 2-day fast. In the last 654 days, my average fast overall since I've started my journey is over a 2-day fast at this point. The weight continues to push itself down. Every round of ADF, every prolonged fast, the weight pushes itself down. There are moments where the weight will push itself up. 0.8 pounds, 0.6 pounds, 0.8 pounds. But in the grand scheme of things, the weight continues to push itself down. Little Billy, is that comment for me? Do you see a huge change in the profile on the sides of my neck to shoulders and chin today? Is that what you're saying? If so, I'll take it. Little Billy, nice to see you. Even when I talk about the weight on the scale moving up, I'll bring back Aisha, right? Aisha, I saw in the comments, 27 days fasted, still stuck at that 200-pound number. That number is stuck there for Aisha, but that isn't changing her goal, her routine, and still staying on track. Same for me. If I push up in weight, even after a fast, that doesn't mean that I'm going to give up. It doesn't mean that now it's time to eat everything in sight because woe is me, the scale didn't show what I wanted it to see, so now I'm going to beat myself up over it, right? None of those things. I don't let that get to my head. Instead, I trust the process. I know what I do works, and I keep pushing along. I keep doing what I have to do. My average nerdy refeed stats over the last 13 refeeds, I eat on average for about 4 hours. My calories per refeed around 3,300. Average protein per refeed about 200 grams of protein. If you are curious about what I eat, I have literally been recording everything I've been eating since I've not restarted this journey, but since over the last 30 plus days, I have been literally recording everything I've eaten. So you can watch yesterday's live stream. You can watch the live stream 2 days before that. At whatever pace I eat, I record all of it for transparency's sake. One of the reasons I record what I eat is because for me, it helps me to stop hiding. Question for some of you, or if you watch this later in the future, are you somebody that hides when you eat? Do you eat in your car? And do you do it so that nobody can see you eating? Do you do it before you see other people and then eat with them later? Now, I'm not saying it's a right or wrong thing, but if you're secretly doing it, if you are, when I used to be in high school and I would be coming home, I would take the bus home, but before I would go home, I would stop at the gas station. I would buy like those 25-cent or 50-cent, because that's how cheap they were then, zebra cakes, nutty bars, Swiss rolls, you name it. I would buy just a bunch of shitty food, stuff it in my backpack, come home, lock the door in my bedroom, and I would eat all that food. I used to do that in secrecy. I've been doing that shit since I was a little kid. That followed me into my teenage years, into my adult years. And that's why I record myself today. I'm like, I'm not hiding this anymore. This is what I'm eating. It's okay. There's no shame. There's no guilt. And I think for many of us, that shame, that guilt, it eats at us. It's interesting choice of words there. But hiding food in that way, it's just a behavior I want to stop doing. I don't feel good when I do that. I don't like knowing that I'm, in essence, keeping it a secret from others. I mean, and that is why I do record everything. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to record everything I eat for the rest of my life, but I think for now, as I'm trying to really lean out and get to where I want to be, this is what I'm hoping to continue doing. My last 6 refeeds have normally kept themselves around the 3,000 calorie mark. If you see the yellow highlights, those are my quote unquote 20% days where I'm out with friends and family eating whatever I want. But for the most part, I'm eating around 3,000 calories. Outside of those 3,000 calorie days, I'll eat more. Now, 3,000 calories might be a lot to you. To me, it's a walk in the park. I can eat double that, more than that. But the nice thing about this as well is, even though I'm eating 3,000 calories, I am fasting the days in between. So it'll be a 3,600 calorie day, the next day 0 calories. The next day 3,100 calories, the next day 0 calories. The next day 2,900 calories, the next day 0 calories. So in essence, I am still pushing myself into a caloric deficit. When you see days where I'm eating 7,500 calories, then I ended up fasting for 90 hours, having 0, 0, 0 calories 3 days in a row. Most recently, 2 days ago on the 21st, when I ate 4,700 calories, I told myself, okay, it's time to go on a 65-hour fast. So 4,700 calories, yesterday 0, today 0, and then I refeed again tomorrow. And then there's going to be a change tomorrow in those plans, but we'll talk about that for tomorrow. Weights on the scale. Yes, I gain weight after I refeed. I'll put on 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 7 pounds. But then after a 24 plus hour fast, I'll lose 5 pounds, 6 pounds, right? Now, if you look at yesterday, when after my 4,700 calorie refeed, I gained 6.6 pounds. And then today, I lost 5.4 of those pounds. I didn't gain 6.5 pounds of fat. I didn't lose 5.5 pounds of fat today. There's a lot of water that's involved when it comes with that. Because I'm fasting all day today, tomorrow, that weight should push itself down closer to where I was at before I ate 4,700 calories. But we'll see what that looks like. The weight on the scale is just a number. It's just a guide. It doesn't affect my brain in that way where now it's time to sabotage. Now it's time to give everything up. Now it's time to walk away. If you trust the process, if you look at your non-scale victories, like, does this shirt fit me right? Do my pants fit me right? Do I have energy? Do I feel good? Am I able to run up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing? Can I be in this apartment? And actually, right now, my apartment says it's 77 because this oven was heating itself up for a while. But I feel okay. I'm not sweating, right? I'm not, I'm fine. Huge, huge pros from where I used to be. If I was 235 pounds, I would be sweating up a storm right now. A lot of non-scale victories that you all need to understand. Jordan with a $2 super chat. Jordan, thank you for the support as always. Well, actually, I don't know if you've donated before, but what I meant to say is, well, yeah, thank you for the support as always. I see you in here, Jordan. I did see your comment about the carrot cake. Seemed like you enjoyed that. Seems like you enjoy when I have eating videos. But Jordan, thank you for the support. I appreciate the $2 donation. Thank you so much. Hi, Miss Peaceful One. Nice to see you. I see you there in chat. Okay, so where are we at here? I don't really have a lot to share today because it's the same routine every day. Doing everything that I need to do and making sure that I am keeping myself healthy and happy. Obviously, this is more than just fasting. This is more than just making good food choices, but this is also about getting my steps in, lifting weights. My daily step average, and actually that shouldn't say 30 days, that should be 31 days, but my daily step average over the last 31 days right now is over 16,000 steps. Yesterday's step count, close to 18,000. Does that mean that you should walk as many steps as I do? No, it shouldn't. You need to do something that works for you. You need to do something that is sustainable and consistent for you. That's why even though I fasted for 90 hours, doesn't mean that you should. Even though I used to eat 6,500 calories, 7,000 calories, doesn't mean that you should. Hell, I don't even do that right now. If I do, it's very far and few between. Right now, I eat about 3,000 calories. Right now, I fast for about 48 hours. You realize that my protocols change over time. Do not stick yourself to one specific thing. Do not say, I'm only going to eat this way for the rest of my life, because you and I both know that doesn't last forever. Things change, shit happens, you get invited to go out. Life does what life is going to do. What you need to do is roll with it and figure out, okay, how can I optimize what's happening in my life right now? How can I minimize damage if I find myself overeating or completely losing control, spiraling out? How can I perform damage control? How can I minimize that damage? Strength training every other day. It feels really good. It's one of the reasons I love doing ADF, because I'll eat late at night. I'll eat around 3,000 calories in the evening. And then when I wake up first thing in the morning, I go to the gym, I go for my walk, I lift weights. I have all that energy from all the calories I've eaten. And then I fast the next day. I go for a walk, but no lifting weights. And then after my next refeed, do the same thing. Now, today's a little different. So on the 21st, 2 days ago, I refed. I ate around 4,800 calories. Yesterday, I lifted weights in the morning because I just ate. Today, now that I'm pushing a longer fast, there's going to be no lifting today, no lifting tomorrow as well until I break tomorrow. And then I repeat the process. I could go to the gym, I could lift lighter, but because I go every other day for the most part, it's nice to give myself a little break. And on a longer fast, I'm like, okay, well, today is not going to be a heavy lifting day. Today will be a cardio day. You are cutting back your calories. You're putting yourself at a huge caloric deficit. Make it a walking day. And that's exactly what I'm doing. When I talk about 20% days, and actually that should be updated now too, but I live by an 80-20 rule. You'll hear other people talk about this as well. A lot of fitness influencers or people on YouTube, they talk about the 80-20 rule. And I really like the idea of this rule, meaning that 80% of the time you are eating right, you're making really good choices, you're tracking your calories, you're getting your protein in, you're doing what you're doing at the gym. The other 20% of the time, it's a day off. It's a day to relax. It's I'm going to eat whatever I want today within reason, right? I mean, maybe without, if you want to do it without reason and you're just eating whatever, that's on you. But you also realize that if you're not aware of how much you're actually putting in, maybe that could be a little more detrimental, especially if you eat a ton of calories like me. So in the last, and that says 30, but in the last 31 days, I have been on point for 29 of those 31 days. I've been averaging around 2,900 calories when I do eat and around 200 grams of protein. And on my 20% days, I've only had 2 of them in the last 31 days, which is 6.4%. So in reality, I'm not even practicing 80-20 right now. I'm practicing something more along the lines of 94-4. In the last 31 days, 94% of the time, I've been on track. I've been on my game. The other 6%, I'm eating about 6,000 calories, 170 grams of protein, not being as diligent as my 94% days. Do you see what I'm saying? It's okay to have days like that. It's okay to overeat. It's okay to eat unhealthy every once in a while. It's finding that balance instead of going the all or nothing route. That's pretty much all I have to share for today. Let's do fit check because I really don't think I have anything else at this point. This has gotten into such a rhythm now where I'm just like, throw the nerd stats out there, share what I need to share, be accountable. I mean, honestly, if anything, this is just a very big accountability stream for me and hopefully for you as well. I see people in the chat here. I see people sharing what their journey looks like. Another reminder that whether good or bad, we show up. Whether you are doing amazing and you want to share that with us, love that. But if you're struggling and you're having a hard time, there's nothing wrong with sharing that as well. Sometimes it's the struggles that make us realize that we're not perfect, that shit happens. And those are the times that we really need to hone in on how do we make this better? Can we accept that imperfection? Can we accept the fact that we fuck up every now and then? And I think once you can do that, which is something that I am still trying to learn every day, you'll come out a better person because of it. I have been an overweight child, adolescent, I have this on point now, teenager, obese, morbidly obese in my 20s, in my 30s, and in my 40s. I used to weigh 235 pounds at my heaviest, at 5'3". And today, currently, I weigh right around 145 pounds. I would love to maybe drop another 10 to 15 pounds, but really what I'm trying to do is just lose whatever excess fat I have left on me and continue to build muscle along the way. So let's go ahead. Let's do fit check in this very empty apartment. You all realize there's only a couple days left of me doing these live streams in here. You might not get fit checks after this. You might, but it depends on how much space I have to do them in whatever space I'm going to be in the future. So let's do fit check real quick. Slide this over there and let it do its thing. And this is not, why is this not focusing? Can we focus here? Hello. Oh man, do you see the calluses on my hand there? That's from lifting. They're both like that. Pretty calloused. Okay, so, my foot's asleep. Always, every time I sit, because I sit on my legs. This shirt I'm wearing is a extra large youth shirt, extra large boy shirt. These pants are extra small. These shorts, are like probably smaller than a size 28 waist. But full shot here, side shot, rear, side. And we can do this comparison again too. I guess that's the best one. This way, I'm always the wrong way. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. I still have fat on me, right? Like you notice it. It's right here, right? Right here. That's where, for the most part, I'm holding the remainder of my fat. And I'm sure it's a combination of fat and skin, loose skin. But I want to get to that point of getting the last of that fat off of me, which is why I am, even when I'm eating 4,500 calories, 5,000 calories, I'm putting myself on a longer fast because I know I don't have to. I know I could just continue ADF, but I'm really on a mission right now to lose the last of this fat. So that's my goal at this point. I do have loose skin. You know what? I've noticed it too. Now that I'm leaning out, I'm starting to notice this is becoming more apparent again. I know when I probably lose another 10 pounds or so of fat that this loose skin will probably be even worse. Like you see that, right? It's if anything, this is the one that bothers me the most. But I do have loose skin too on my upper arms, right? It's one of the reasons I lift weights, to kind of help tighten whatever skin is there. I do core exercises now and then, but most of my loose skin is on my lower belly. I do have loose skin on my upper thighs. Squats, deadlifts. I do a lot of weightlifting to really help add muscle. Adding muscle is a great way too to help your metabolic rate. So we'll see. We'll see what this looks like as I get the remaining fat off of me. So, okay. I will answer any questions you might have, any Q&A. If you do, please feel free to ask. In the meantime, while you are asking if there are any other questions. Finallyfasting.com, if you're looking for help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability coach or an accountability partner, finallyfasting.com, you can book a one-on-one session with me. We can talk and put a plan and a strategy together. My goal is to help you get to where you need to be. If you need accountability in that type of way, reach out. We can have a discussion. Finallyfasting.com. You can check that website out as well for merch. I do sell things like stickers, like here. This hat is a Finally, and if you see it here too on the side, it says Finally Fasting. They're snapback hats. They come in this, and I have a black and white one with the F logo that I have. So feel free to check that out. That's my shameless plug there. Also, if you want to be part of the Finally Fasting fam, I do have a YouTube membership. All you got to do is click that join button, I believe, on YouTube, or I put a link in the description of this live stream. You can get your name at the intro of these videos or these live streams. You get custom emoji. And if you join our Wednesday group, the higher tier, as a member, you get to join us on our Wednesday night live streams where we have accountability group coaching sessions. So you can check that out if that interests you in that way. Sometimes I'm like, wow, where do these words come from that I come up? I don't know. Devon says, where are you moving to? I'm moving to the Philippines later this year. I'm moving out of this apartment at the end of this month, less even before the end of this month, but I'm moving to the Philippines. I'm originally from Chicago, though, born and raised just down the street here. I live on the north side of the city, but born and raised in Chicago. I've lived in Texas for a little bit. I've lived in LA for a little bit. But Chicago is my home. It's been my home for most of my life. Issa says, what do you do with clothes that get too large? I've donated them. I used to save them, and I actually used them when I did save them back in 2021 because I gained all the weight back. I have clothes in all sizes. Yeah, I donated a lot of my clothes for the most part. I don't have any. I still have some big clothes that I need to donate, but at this point, I've now kept this weight off for nearly 2 years. I feel like I'm in a really good rhythm. I feel like I know how to manage the roller coaster of weight gain and weight loss over time. And I think one of the reasons I'm able to do so is because of these daily check-ins, because of my habits being as strong as they are now, because I know that it isn't about all or nothing. It isn't about doing everything at once or doing nothing at all. It's about finding that middle ground. But I'm probably at that point now where I can get rid of those clothes and feel good about it. So you should let me know what you do with your clothes once they get too big, Issa. Thanks for the question. Thank you, Miss Peaceful One. I think Miss Peaceful One here is referencing the fat that I have left on me on my stomach. It really isn't noticeable, Jerome, but I understand wanting to get rid of it. Oh, are you talking about my loose skin here on my neck? I know, but you know what? You're right. Most people probably don't. Maybe people don't notice, but for me, it's just right. We're our own biggest critic in that way. So. Yeah, I see your, you asked it again, Issa. Yeah, I mean, if anything, donate, right? You could probably try to sell some of them on eBay or Poshmark, or I don't know what other sites they have when it comes to that. But maybe if you're looking for a couple extra bucks, you could always try doing that. But that takes work. So you'll have to let me know. Okay. Honestly, everyone, that's really it. I don't have a lot going on in terms of next steps here. I'm fasting all day today. Like I said, I'm probably 38 hours now. Yeah, 38 hours fasted, right? And I'm not eating at all today. I should get down to a lower weight tomorrow, and then I'll be breaking tomorrow. And here's the thing too, right? Tomorrow I have an event to go to, and I know somebody either yesterday or the other day was asking about how do you deal with events, or how do you do you eat when you go to them, or are you that person that, and tomorrow is a perfect example. So even though I'm breaking tomorrow, I have an event earlier in the day that I have to go to, but I'm not going to be eating then. Because number one, even though I'm breaking tomorrow, it doesn't mean that now I'm just going to eat all day, the entire day. I still want to keep my calories in check. I still want to eat as clean as I can, because this coming Wednesday, I have another thing to go to, and I will probably be really eating on that day. So this is me trying to balance things out. Just because you're going out and doing something social doesn't mean that you have to go crazy and eat everything in sight. It also doesn't mean you have to do what I'm going to do and not eat anything tomorrow when you go to the event. When I go to the event, I'll probably have a Diet Coke. You got to have something outside of water to kind of just feel like I'm socializing, right? But that's my choice. I know there are ways to do things in between where maybe I could go and maybe I'll have something small, but I know myself. The moment I eat something small is the moment I'm like, well, I might as well eat everything in sight. Still something that I'm continuing to work on. That'll take time. We'll see if I ever get to that point. But that's all I got. I got nothing else to share. This is the boring part of what I'm doing, but that's okay. So with that being said, thank you everyone for showing up today. Thank you for sharing what's happening in chat, or sharing your journey in chat. Was it Jordan? Why am I forgetting the name now? It is Jordan. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And then also thank you to all my Finally Fasting members. Thank you for supporting me in that way. It means a lot. I appreciate you as always. We'll do this again tomorrow. I know this is a shorter live stream, but it's Saturday. Get out there. Do something. Go hang out. Why are you talking to me? Just kidding. I appreciate the support. I'll see you all tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow might be an earlier live stream as well, because I am going to be breaking tomorrow and I don't want to eat super late. So maybe I would say like around 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll do a live stream around that time. But I'll try to get it up a couple hours beforehand. All right, everyone. We'll talk soon. Take care. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay accountable. I was going to say stay disciplined, but stay accountable. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel guilty. Just keep pushing forward on your journey. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow in less than, well, probably about 24 hours from now. All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.